Hi and welcome to another episode. Well, Vanity Fair has put out a very interesting article, and I mean there's bits and pieces in there that you can cherry pick and really look into and think, who really was behind this article? Was it Meghan behind the article? Is she the one that's instigating all these ideas out there to put the feelers out? Or was it because they want to come back with all their bullshit puff pieces? There's most definitely some interesting bits and pieces in there, but one of the pieces that I really honed in on and thought, I don't know about this bit, was the fact that Meghan has actually put the feelers out for a publisher for a post-divorce book. How does Harry feel about that? How would Harry feel that his wife has been trying to find a publisher to possibly publish a book post-divorce? Did he know about that? Or has he gone along with this happy marriage charade and didn't have a clue? You see, in the article it says that not that there was actually one in the works, just if there was a divorce, if one was ever come about, would this particular publisher theoretically be interested in a book that took place in its aftermath? Why is she putting that out there? Why would they be saying that? Is this Meghan's idea of, we're just going to play along that we're getting divorced? And I've already sought a publisher? You know, I've always said that I don't feel like they're going to get divorced. I feel like it's all like a big fat smoke screen. But if it was the case, they're never going to go away, the pair of them. It's going to be an onslaught of he said, she said, he did this, she did that. And the attacks on the royal family are going to be horrendous. If they did get divorced, I think everyone's got to be prepared for a massive backlash with the royal family, because she will throw everything at them. Absolutely everything. Like I said in yesterday's episode, I believe the race card was put out there for the baby saga. Because what better way of getting out of having someone else carry her children than the fact that the royal family made her do it because they didn't want a child of, colour in the family. She's an absolute snake in the grass. I don't know, she really needs some psychological help. Once upon a time, Harry was one of my favourite royals. Like, I really, really liked him. He was happy-go-lucky. He was, like a party, fun, happy guy. Was always good in his interviews, always said what he thought. I liked him. Yes, he rebelled there for a few years, but what teenagers don't rebel? Not many. He probably had more reason than anyone else to rebel because he's in the public eye and probably felt like he was in a prison. Well, later on he has described being in the institution. He calls it the institution. Like being a prisoner with all eyes on you all the time. So I kind of felt sorry for him for a long time, but him being duped by this woman is absolutely insane. There's so many theories out there and conspiracy theories and thoughts and opinions and public opinion, which is all well and good, and everybody has a right to say what they want to say, of course. But these theories that she is some kind of smart person that is going to destroy the royal family and go and mess with American politics and whatever else is out there. It just makes your mind spin around so much that you feel like you got vertigo. Like, seriously. I've always said that, and this is what I believe, that she was put in there from Dodie's team, that he met her, the family met her on a yacht and decided to get back at the royal family that way. I mean, that's my opinion. Who knows if it's true? Probably not. Like other people, they have these theories and whatever. Who knows if they're true? Probably not, but they could be. We don't know. But the fact that she's gone to a publisher, putting the feelers out, doing her groundwork for a possible post-divorce book, tell-all book, is very interesting. Because she will be ruthless. I don't think that the palace is probably prepared for the most scandalous, probably few years of its life if this comes to fruition. They had a lot with Diana, they had a lot with Fergie, and quite a few scandals prior to that. I maintain that she got into the royal family too by having relations with Andrew. But, is that true? We don't know. Nothing that's out there can be really 100% apart from that she didn't carry those children. Everyone's got an agenda when they speak about this. Whether it's passion, whether it's passion for the royal family, whether it's because they're, a crazy royalist, if you want to call it that. My end goal here is to see them come clean about those children, to write history correctly. She's such a vindictive person, like I said also in the last video. If they were smart, they would have muzzled the Markle family from day dot, and nobody would have been none the wiser about her lies. I mean, they say the Markles have lied about this and that and the other. That's actually just whatever. Do those lies matter? I mean, do they actually really matter? Lies aren't good in any sense, but they're not affecting the royal family. She is. When I say they're not affecting the royal family, I mean the royal family might be disgusted about some things that are said, but they are probably oblivious to it anyway. They do live in a bubble. They do get told certain things by the courtiers. Whatever the king needs to know, that it's streamed through to him. The younger generation might know, if, as in William, Catherine and Fergie's girls, they might dabble on the internet and hear these kinds of things. And some of them are outright disgusting. Yeah, I agree. But if they were smart, they would have muzzled them from day one. They would have slapped NDAs on them. They would have said to keep silent. I know there's conspiracies out there too, that the royal family and whoever else is puppeteering them to make noise so they can shut down social media and silence people and get rid of the First Amendment. That's really some bizarre conspiracy theories, but who knows? I did watch Avid Gardner's talk with Tom Jr. the other day, and I found something quite funny in that whole talk, and that was the fact that Tom said she was hatched in 1984. Oh God, that was funny, because obviously being jet lagged and hungover and the slip of a tongue, I actually called him straight after and I said, you do realise you said 84, not 81? And he said, oh, did I? Yeah, you did, you dickhead. I said, you know you're going to break the internet now because everybody's going to think that was a massive conspiracy theory that she's born in 84. You know, I think it's safe to say now that Meghan was born anywhere between 1956 and 1981. Maybe we should all settle on that idea. It's actually quite humorous. Some of the things are just quite humorous, but her going to a publisher, we all knew she was going to write a book. She's going to write about her whole 18-month stint in the royal family. She's got to make sure everybody knows how abused she was and how traumatized she was and how it's so awful and she was held captive and oh my God, it was the worst time in my life. All those millions of dollars worth of clothing and the allowances and all the trips and the gold and the jewellery I obtained. It was so dreadful. My own private chefs. How dreadful. Also in the article, Harry was named as having a really awful, I can't remember the words exactly, like it was a very traumatic childhood. Excuse me? One of the richest boys in the world? He had a traumatic, terrible childhood upbringing? Okay. So real abused children out there and homeless kids and all the rest of it that don't have parents, they're not traumatized? Okay. It's like these two thrive on grief. Like Harry thrives on his mother's grief. He was barely 12 years old, and yes, that is a terrible age to lose your parent, and especially how she died. No one expected it. But not everyone's sitting around with a crystal ball, are they? Of course it was traumatic. You know, when he speaks about his mother wanting him to live in LA and she'd be so happy about this life that I lead now. He was barely 12 years old. Of course he loved his mother and he knew his mother as his mum. He wasn't an adult that knew his mother as a friend and a person, as you do when you grow up and being an adult. He only knew her as the mum, you know, the one that gives him hugs, take care of him, etc. How did he know that Diana wanted that for him? Did they sit around and Princess Diana say, now when you're in your 30s you must run away to LA and get out of this terrible castle? I doubt that very much, but yet again, who knows? You know, daily the plot thickens, doesn't it? Has this always been a business deal between Meghan and Harry? And if it was, what's it for? Is he that angry that he wanted to get back at his family? Back at his dad? Because in his mind, it was probably his dad that killed his mother? Does he hate his country so much because the paparazzi chased her to her death when all these things have been through the courts and squashed as not true? Charles was absolutely devastated when Diana died. I'm sure he didn't want to be a single dad. You know, he was at boarding school, Harry. He seen his mother certain times of the year, and certain times of the year, you know, week, Charles would have them and then she would have them. So he didn't actually spend a whole lot of time with his mum to know that she wanted him to live in LA and live the life, and Meghan's the one. It's all kind of spooky, isn't it? It's all kind of really spooky. But rest assured, if they do separate, or even if they don't, she's going to be attacking the royal family anytime soon again, because that's all they have. That's where they've made their first millions. They're running out of money. They are running out of money. she's not really bringing in any big dollars, and he's doing a few talks here and there for $1 million a visit. Who wants to sit down and talk to Prince Harry for $1 million? I'd do it for free if I could get some truth out of him and get him to apologise to the UK and to his late grandmother. Absolutely, I'd do it for free. I think anyone would. But, oh no, there's a price. They don't get out of bed without a price tag on it. Because they're celebrities. They're America's next big celebrities in their own head. They're legends in their own lunchboxes. Let me know what you think. Your comments are always interesting to read. It's always good to get a different point of view, a different perspective on things. Like I said, we all read things differently. Have yourself a lovely day. Take good care. Bye for now.